75 times 2 is 150 times word, hold on. 250 times 2 is 500. 500 times 3. Yeah, yeah. This is imagine that as your LCM. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that the LCM of this would be 1500. It couldn't be. So let's find the prime factors of 25 and 60. This is 6 times 10 or 12 times 5. I know 12 to be 2. Oh God, I can't hear myself. Yeah. So this would be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Right? 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And this would be 5 times 5, yeah? So, we have a 5 by 5 and a 5, yeah? Now, if you have a choice between a 2 terabyte and a 1 terabyte, you're going to pick 2, right? So let's just go for that. Or you're saying I can't hear them. So if you have a choice between a house and a room, you go pick a house over your room, right? Because a house can give you a room, whereas a room cannot give you a house, right? So that's kind of how you have to look at these when you do it, right?
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Let me apologize for being a little late. All right. I feel like I lost track of time. Right. So yeah, normally I'd feel a little adventurous and pretty much, well, go live and show people the live again, you know. Hi. But let me just explain a little bit of what's happening here. So there are times when people get tempted to multiply the 60 by the 25, right? Now, 4 times 25 is 100, and 100 times 15 gives you 1500. So yes, 25 times 60 is in fact 1500. But that's not the LCM, right? So the question is, how do you get the LCM of 25 and 60 reliably, right? So we have a 5 by 5 and we have a 5, right? And of course, it's a question of, you know, you have 2 rooms in a house versus just a room. So you're going to pick the house with 2 rooms as opposed to the 1. And then, of course, you have 2 by 2 by 3. So, yeah, eventually you're going to see how we end up with the number 300 instead of, 1500. Also, there is this website called calculatorsoup.net. Trust me, I think I made a video where I endorsed the use of this website. Yeah, it's a very neat piece of mathematical tool. It really is. So I'm just going to play this a little bit, and then I guess I'll try to keep my commentary to a minimum.
Right? This is a room, but this is a house. The house have 2 rooms. This only have just a room. So therefore, you pick the house over the room, right? And then 2 by 2 by 3, you can automatically pick that because you have 2 by 2 and you have the 1 3, right? So all of that you have to select anyway, right? So if we put that together, oh, okay. Alright. So this is going to be so okay, let me write down a number. So we have 2 by 2 by 3 by 5 by 5. If you remember anything about the powers of 10, you would have, so okay, you'd have, let me see if I can write that. So you have 2 times 5, you also have 2 times 2 times 5 times 5, and then you also have this. Right? So this would be 10, this would be 100, and that would be 1,000. Yeah. So with that in mind, if we look at this, we have a 2 by 2, 5 by 5, we have that here too. So that means part of this is 100. So if you separate that from the 3, you'd get 3 times 100. So the LCM for this will be 300. Right? So that is what this would be. You know, probably should have just take a picture of that and then erase it. Alright, so let me get that. Alright. So yeah, the LCM of these two will be 300. There's also something I use called Calculator Soup. It's a little website that you can, it's basically an LCM calculator. There's also an HCF calculator as well. I think they have other things too, right? But yeah, I think another day I'm actually going to make a video on how to find that website. But I like it still. Yeah, so notice how far the 1500 is from the 300. So realistically, we can't always multiply the numbers to get the LCM, right? We're not going to be able to do that at all times. I want some numbers where what can I use? I'll use some numbers that they typically give us. Maybe I could use this. Alright, let me try this. Let me try 24 and 18. Right? Now again, same problem. If you multiply 24 by 18, what you get now? 192 plus 240. So let me see. So that's 432. So let's see how far from this the LCM actually is. Let's actually see that. So we have 18 and we have 24. Now, you can actually use the timetable to tell you what it is too. Because if you see 18 in the 9 times table, then you'll say 9 plus 9 give it 18, which means you have 2 9s that give it 18, right? So if that is true, you have 2 times 9, but also When you break down 9, 9 is 3 by 3. So therefore, you always get 2 by 3 by 3 for 18, no matter what. Right? Then now you have this. 12 plus 12, that's what? 24. Right? So if I put 2 by 2 by 3, this part is 12. But then I would have to multiply that by 2 in order to get the 24. Right? So now this is where things get interesting, right? So you have this. So here you have a house and here you have your room. So automatically you're going to pick this house over that room. So you have so you're going to have this. So now we're going to pick from the, so we have a 3 by 3 and a 3. Again, this is your house, this is your room. So now you're going to just have that right here. When you put that together now, what you have now? 18 plus 18, that's 36. 36 plus another 36, that is 72. So your LCM is actually not 432. It is actually your LCM is actually 72. Right? So this is what happens when these numbers are composite as opposed to when they are prime. And typically when one of them is prime, again, if you have two fractions, it only requires one of them to be prime for you to need to multiply everything. Right? So suppose this, let me just get this picture and then erase that. So let me change the number 24 into a number like 23, right? So let me just dial it back. Now this is 23. Does all of this apply when that is the case? Does it apply? Alright, so we have 18, 23. I mean, not use another marker now. Alright. 2 by 3 by 3, this is 23. Notice the difference. We can't break down 23. Therefore, the LCM is this times that. So therefore, you have to multiply 23 by 18. Right? So, yeah, you don't have a choice. Right? So when there are only two of them, and one of the numbers is prime, you essentially end up having to multiply by, yeah? So, I guess we'd have to figure out what 23 times 18 is. 3 is 24, 184 plus 230. 414. Right? I would think. Yeah, so mind if it is 3 denominators you have, it would take at least 2 of the denominators to be prime for you to just multiply everything. If the majority is composite, you will still have to work it out. But if the majority is prime, you have to multiply. So I can actually show that. Like let's see what that would actually look like. Let's see what that would look like. All right. So let's actually use 3 of them instead of the normal 2, right? So let's say I have something over 9, something over 12, something over 17. The majority is composite, right? This is composite, that is prime. Right? So the majority is composite. Let's see what would actually happen. If you multiply this by that, you get 108. So what's 108 by 17? You have 1080, and then 756. So overall, this would be 1836. All right. So this is what would happen if we multiplied everything, right? So we would think that it is 1836. So we would think, right? Yeah. So let's see what actually happened when we work it out there. Right? So we'd have 9. Sorry. Seriously? Alright. So we'd have 9, 12, 17. Alright, so we'd have 3 by 3, 2, 2, 3, and that's 17. So we would have this. Right, we pick the house over the room. So we have 2 2s, 2 3s, and then of course we have our 17. So this times that is 36, so we'd have 36 times 17. Alright? That's what that would be. So, you know, I never turn on my hotspot, so I can't use my other phone to find it. So I need to remind myself to do that. Alright. So let's see. 36 by 17. So 252 plus. So we have this. Oh, okay. All right. So the LCM would be 612. Right? Now that is what would happen. And you know what? That's probably what I go do. In the next the next time I go live, I'll just use the calculator soup to confirm the answers. Yeah? Yeah. Because we eliminated that 3. And technically that makes sense. Because if we multiplied everything, we'd end up with this. If we divide this by 3, we end up with this number. Yeah. Yeah, today is one of them days where it kind of rough today. Alright. So since we have this and we know what these are, we really need to keep them there on ceremony, right? So okay, what would happen if instead of it being the majority of it being composite, what if the majority was prime? So let's say we had something like what would happen if it was like this? Right? We'd have 12, 17, and 19. We'd have a 17 there. Hold on. Let me use a different color for that. So 17 here, 19 there, 2 by 2 by 3. Alright? Yup. You don't have a choice now. Because you have to select all of 19, all of 17. Right? And you have to select all of this. So in other words, if you don't do any elimination, it means that the majority of your numbers are prime. But if the majority is composite, then you have to work it out. Right? So MC, which would mean majority composite, and then this would be MP, where the majority is prime. So if the majority is prime, you have to multiply everything. You don't have a choice. you do not have a choice. So the LCM for this would be a very, very large number. Alright? So what would that be? 17 by 9. I would think that's 340 minus 17. Let's see if that. Yeah. Alright, so now we have 323 times 12. So 323 times 12. Okay, so 3,876. Yeah. Yeah. So that is important to know. So this way we don't end up trying to guess. We know what to expect, and if we know what to expect, then we don't have to go in fumbling and guessing, right? If they are all composite, we have to work it out like this. If it's majority composite, we still have to work it out. But if the majority is prime, or all of them are prime, you have to multiply. Yeah? So, if this is all prime. So if it's all prime, you multiply all of them. Now, this is majority prime. Right? Because this is composite, this is prime, this is prime. So if the majority is prime, you still have to multiply everything. Right? Now if this so composite, composite, composite. So you would have to break it down to get what the proper LCM would be. Right? That's if they were all composite. But if it is the majority composite, but one of them prime, still work it out. Right? So once we get comfortable figuring out what that means, then yeah, we're in a good spot with that. Right? Because if we can do this, then if you have situations where you need to find the lowest common denominator, LCM, whatever, then we know what we need to do. Mind you, I was just playing around with the number them, so obviously the LCM for this would be different. So this would have to be something like what? 36 times 13. So obviously this number would have to change. Alright? Same thing here, this number would have to change, seeing that I changed the original. Right? Yeah. Because sometimes they will pick numbers that are multiples of each other. Right? Sometimes they like to do that. So they like to say, okay, find the LCM of 8, 12, and 16. Right? So that's something that they can do. So let's say you had 8, 12, and 16. Now, obviously that is not even just majority. All of them are composite, right? So if they're all composite, you're going to have to do the breakdown of all of that, yeah? So let's take a look at that. Right. So what would this be? Triple 2, 2, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we have 4 of the 2's, 2 of the 2's, and 3 of them. This can fit in here, this can fit in here. So if this can fit, we don't need this. That's already in here. This is already in here, we don't need that neither. Yeah? So we wouldn't be multiplying 16 by 12 by 8. No. Right? So we use the highest number of 2's, right? These have the most rooms. But if I have something that have 3 rooms, 2 rooms, and 4, I'm going to pick 4 rooms, right? So we have that. Then also we're going to pick 3. Therefore the LCM is going to be, what is this? 12 times 2, 24 times 2. Yeah? So therefore the LCM of 8, 12, and 16 would be would be 48. Now imagine if we had multiplied everything now. Imagine that. That would have been something like 32, 64, 128, 256, 512 times 3. So imagine that. Imagine 512 times 3. That'll be what? Yeah? So if we thought it was this, imagine reducing that to that. I can't hear myself. Yeah. Probably soon I have to lock this off because trust me, with this traffic thing will kill me right now. Alright, so. Alright, hold on. Let me just take a picture quick before we move to the next thing. Seriously? I love it when they try to protect you. Oh, the battery is dying. Let's conserve by turning down the brightness. Oh man, make the tablet dead. Alright. So I could do this now. So look at what I eliminated. I eliminated 8 and 4. 8 times 4 is 32. So let's divide this by 32 and see what happens. So we have this. Right? And we create the timetable for that. So that's 64, 4. So let's see. Alright, look lean though. Yeah, kind of lean, don't it? Alright, so let me try to straighten out that. So 128, 160, 192, 224, 256, 288. Alright? Let me see if that look. Yeah, that look better. Alright. So if I have $1, can't buy nothing. So I have to put 0 there. I come back. I have $15, still smaller than everything, so I can't buy nothing. Now I have 153. 153 is bigger than this, that. Smaller than 160, so I can't use that. Alright, so let's see. If I add 22 to 128, I get 150. So 22 plus 3 is 25. So therefore, I would have to add 25 to this in order to get 153. Right? So this plus that give you 153. So I go take that and put behind it. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 will go up here. And then of course after I do that, right, 128 from this is 25. Put 25 here. 256 is somewhere what? Right? Just about it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will put, there we go, see that? There we go. Right? This number turned out to be the same as that. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. So in other words, once all or the majority is composite, then okay, give me a second. I was actually may I try putting my right, okay. So I'm trying to take a picture of this. Alright, yeah. So yeah, this is all of them being composite, right? All of them are composite here. If just one of them was prime, but most of them are composite, you would still have to do a breakdown. And 11. Alright? Let's use 3, 7, and 11. Alright? 3, 7, and 11. It honestly doesn't matter how large or how small the prime number is. Once it's a prime number, yeah, there's nothing else you can do with it. Right? So, 3, 7, 11. 3, 7, 11. I need all of 3, all of 7, all of 11. This times that. Right? So the LCM is 3 times 7 times 11. Right? So that's what happens when all or the majority is prime. Right? So 21 times 11, 210 plus 21, this is going to be 231. Yeah? So those are the two conditions you want to look for. Right? You want to look for that. You want to look for it being all prime, majority prime, all composite or majority. Because when we know, we don't waste our time trying to figure things out. Now watch this. When you are multiplying or dividing fractions, the LCM don't matter as much because you're going to be reducing the fractions anyway. If you can reduce the fraction, you'll attempt reducing it. And again, prime numbers actually help you to do that, right? So I'll give you a perfect example. Imagine something like, so let's move to, let's say, when you're multiplying and dividing, yeah? In this case, the LCM don't matter, right? LCM don't even factor into it once you do this, right? So let's say you have a number like this, and you're trying to reduce it to its lowest terms, right? We have to get good at this so that when we're multiplying and dividing, we don't waste as much time trying to multiply numbers and then try to divide it after the fact. We can just look at them and say, alright, how can I reduce this? Well, 2 by 2 by 3 by 5, 2 by 2 by 3, followed by another 2 by 2 by 3. Right? Now at this point, we're not looking for the LCM anymore. When we are reducing fractions, right? We use the HCF when we are reducing fractions, right? So once we're reducing fractions, we're using the HCF. So what is the HCF? We have 2 by 2 by 3. We have 2 by 2 by 3. Right? So, you see anything you cross out? Multiply 2 by 2 by 3. Your HCF is going to be what? Your HCF is 12. Right? Your HCF is 12. Now look at what you have left up there. What you have left is a 5 up here and 2 by 2 by 3 down here. Yeah? Let me see how that look. Right, good. So that means down here, if I write, all I have left is 5 up there, and down here all I have left is 12. I cannot reduce that any further. Therefore, 60 over 144 is equivalent to the 5 over 12. Yeah? So we have to get really good at that. Yeah, once we get comfortable doing that, then when we're dealing with more complicated fractions, then yeah, we're not going to have that problem.
Yes. So yeah, I think I want to, I guess, go through a bit of a marathon of reducing fractions and so on. The beauty of it is that if you are finding the HCF of numbers, you can easily reduce it to its lowest terms just by, I mean, it works so well. It really eliminates the need for repeated division and all of that. Because a lot of people like to do the repeated division. And funny story, I saw something, but that's a little bit more advanced, right? Um, I saw something that had to do with finding the middle term and so on. And the same prime numbers that help me solve something as simple as this. It's the same prime numbers that I use. The same prime numbers I use to solve the more advanced problem, right? If I'm factorizing, I'm still using the HCF. So, it's kind of hard to do with the digital whiteboard. It really is, because sometimes you have to type it or you have to draw it, and so okay, so let's remember the timestamp, right? 50 minutes 28 seconds, right? So let's remember that. What am I looking for? Oh, right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, right, Mr. Neil does GCSE math was saying something to the effect of, just so anyway, I'm going to, in fact, I actually wanted to revisit this question in terms of completing the square, right? There are a lot of things I wanted to do. But anyhow, we have a minus here and a minus here. And of course, if we want it to be adventurous, we can just put a 0 up there. Yeah? Now, let us see what happens here. You see, for me, my personal favorite thing to do is to find the prime numbers of these two, the AC method, right? Just as we had always done, right? We have a 2, we have a 2, we have a 3. Then we have a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 5, right? So the real question now is, what do we do with these two groups of numbers? What do we do with them? Because it is important that we find some way to combine these numbers, right? Yeah? No, mind you. All right, that color is a bit jarring for me. So let me try another color. Let me try another color. What color can I use? I don't know. Only, yeah, all right, that don't look too bad. That don't look too bad. There we go. All right. No. What are we going to do with that? What are we honestly going to do with that? Well, okay. How about we combine them, right? How about we we pull these two together, right? This and this will become, you know, a bit of a family. So let's pull them, you know, let's pull them together, right? Let's pull them together, right? So, okay, why is it, sorry, the erase feature was not going away? Seriously? You see this? Oh my God. All right. What? Yeah, this is new. I've never seen this happen to me before. This thing refuses to go away. All right, never mind. All right. That there's a first for everything. Clearly. Clearly there's a first for everything. So anyhow, yeah. So let's get rid of that there. Let's get rid of that there, right? And we're gonna put all of them in one happy family, right? One happy family. So we have a 223 and a 223, right? Okay, so that means we have 4 2s, right? And we have 2 3s. And then, of course, we have a 5, right? Yeah, I'm still kind of baffled at, you know, huh, let me see something. I have an idea. There we go. Yeah, 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 that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that thing was trying to get the best of me. Oh no, you're not going. Oh no, you're not going. You're not gonna beat me. I'm too I'm too yeah, too determined. I'm too determined, man. All right, so we have 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 3 by 3 by 5, right? So we are family, right? There you go. We are family. Look at that. All right. So now that we've done this, and of course, I'm going to have fun by taking a screenshot of what I just did. So now what do we do with this information we have here? I am tempted to just say, okay, well, why don't we, oops, let me, hold on. Yeah, that color just not strong enough. Okay, there we go. Aha, right? So here we are. We have a 16 on one side. Now, what happens when we take the number 16? Let me write it in black instead, right? What happens if we take that number 16? Yeah. Yeah, I want that to be a little bit more. All right, this is what I get for being indisciplined. Seriously? Yeah, I refuse to move my there we go. 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 Yeah. All right. So imagine this 16 and you add it to this 29. When you add 16 to 29, what do you get? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps a 45. Yeah. Perhaps you will get 45. So you will have an X beside this and an X beside this. No, what are we going to do now? We're going to have a plus 16 and a minus 45. And just like that, we have our replacement for minus 29 in the middle right there. Yeah. And of course, if we decided we could just write minus 45x in front of the plus 16x, right? We could do that. Yeah. So you see how prime numbers aid us even when we go to the more advanced aspect of mathematics, right? Even when we arrive here, right? We have a minus 45x, right? A plus 16x. The 60 has not changed. And the 12x squared has not changed, right? So we have a minus 45 plus, yeah, sorry about that, plus plus 16. I made that thick. All right, there we go. And then, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at what happened. We replaced our minus 29x with this. Yeah, that is exactly what we did. And so now we can, and again, you know, I mean, it doesn't stop because now let us put these brackets down here. I mean, what is the HCF of 16 and 16? Like if we're going to be for real, like what is it? What is, so we'll have 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and we have a 2 by 2 by 3 by 5. Yeah? And just like that, we have our, yeah, we have what we need. All right, so we have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2, right? So therefore the HCF has to be 4, right? So we will just put a plus 4 right here. Now, mind you, I want to make this consistent with something that I've done before. So, you know, let's make this blue. So we're going to have a plus 4 outside, right? And of course, what we did not select, yeah, so that 4 will go along with the x, right? Yeah. So we'll have 4x here. But if you divide 16x by the plus 4, you get that. And then minus 60 over 4, well, here we go. We have the 3 by 5, which is 15. So there we go. Right? All right. Now, obviously, we can copy and paste the 4x minus 15 over here. There is no issue with doing that. Yeah? And then now what? We divide 12x squared by 4x. X squared over x is x. 12 divided by 4. Look at that. What do we have on the outside? We will have a 3x. And if you didn't trust that, minus 45x over minus 15, you still get a positive 3x. There you go. Right? Yeah, 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 yeah. And then, of course, my favorite part of the entire affair, well, let's put down 2 brackets here and another 2 brackets here. And as I always say, the black goes in here and everything in blue goes in here. right? So whatever's in black, which is 4x minus 15, that goes right here. And then whatever's in blue goes in here. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I I couldn't make it simpler than this. I really couldn't. Even if I tried, I couldn't. I could not make it simpler than this. I couldn't. Right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've done this on the board before, right? I mean, the AC method has never failed me, will never fail me unless you'd have to give me one of those really impossible ones to do. And given enough time, you will get that done. So, prime numbers helps you with factorizing by finding the HCF properly. It also helps you with finding the prime numbers of 12, the prime numbers of 60, and thus putting them together to get the replacement for minus 29 being 335 and the 4 twos, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that was a nice, deviation from what we were doing before. So, let's go back here. Right? Go back to about 50. No, that's 44. What's this? All right, just a little bit close to, yeah, it's a little bit past it. Okay, so how about this? So, yeah, we have 288 over 360. So let's see what actually happened.
So we have 288 over 360. 2 times 4. And you can call this 36 times 10. Right? You can do that. Now from here, you don't necessarily want to do the, like, start dividing and all of that. You don't want to do that yet. At least, there's an easier way to do it, right? There's an easier way to do that without going through all of that, right? So let us remember the prime numbers of 72. That is 222 times 3, right? And this is 2 by 2. So therefore, you're going to have 2 2's in front of the 222, right? So let's do that. So we'll have 2 by 2 in front of. So maybe I should have said 4 times 72. That's what I should have said. So that way, right. So if I said 4 times 72, at least the 2 by 2 is handled, right? So we have a 2 by 2. And then we have the 222 by 3, right? So 222 by the 3. All right, so let's do that. All right, cool. Now we have the 2 by 5 and what would we get for 36? Double 2 by the 3. So I'll take the 2 out of this and put in front then, yeah? So let's say we have the 2 of that and then the 5 somewhere about here. And then the 36 would be in the middle of that. So the 36 would be 2 by 2 by 3 by 3. So therefore, this part is your 36, right? Yeah. All right. I'm doing the live call. I can't bother with the possibility of losing pieces.
Okay, so all right. So again, just for context, I thought that when they asked me to slide the jigsaw puzzle into the piece, I thought that it actually interfered with the live. It didn't. So I'm kind of grateful that it didn't do that because yeah, I thought it because there was a time when something happened and it completely interrupted my live. I'll be honest, I think it had something to do with the flash messages I got from an SMS. So I blocked it so that I wouldn't have to endure that again. But it really, yeah, it interrupted, rudely interrupted. Anyhow, we're almost at the end, so let me not interrupt any further.
Of what I was doing. All right. So what is the LCM now? The LCM. Well, sorry. You see, we're reducing fractions. It's HCF, not LCM. So let me apologize for what I just said. Right? Yeah. These people are throwing me off. All right. So the HCF is going to be what now? We have 3 2's up here, 3 2's down here. We also have 2 3's up here and 2 3's down here. So our HCF is looking a lot like, yeah. So we have triple 2 by double 3, which is equal to 72, right? So therefore, draw a line through that and a line through that. So with that now, when we reduce this, 2 times 2 over the 5 means that our answer is supposed to be 4 over 5. Yeah. Alright, so before them interrupt me again, yeah, I'm just going to close right there. So yeah, again, I'll do this. So I'll do a replay of this in the Facebook later at 11. So after I do that, I would go again in the evening for the YouTube. So anything that you miss, or if there's anything that got blocked, I can probably address it, you know, in the replay and thing like that. So I'll just go wrap up this, and then I will play this back in the Facebook Live at 11, and then again in the evening for the YouTube. So, you know, that's why people to stay consistent. Yeah, why not? You know what? Here's one board, but here's another one. Yeah, that's the other board I take people to, right? So anybody that's interested in classes and so on, you press that, yeah. If you're on the Instagram and the Facebook, also, that page, this, yeah, follow that too. Why not? So yeah. So again, As I always tell you, honor your commitments.
Wow, yeah, 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 yeah. I feel good. It's not an easy road, I can tell you. And that's I mean, my aim has always been, as I had typed in the description on my Facebook page, I teach mathematics to those who struggle with it in school, right? And a lot of the times I do my best to give people a bit of insight and clarity on things that might be confusing to them. And so I try to navigate that that haze, that uncertainty. So yeah, yeah. You know, um, I mean, at this moment, I don't have a lot of people clamoring behind my page in terms of like actively knowing when I'm going live and so on and so forth. But I'm doing it this month. I'm doing it next month. I'm doing it, I don't have any excuses. I mean, my timetable would have to be different if I'm overseas, in all seriousness. My timetable would have to be different drastically, because I'd probably be in a different time zone. And that would impact how I would go about, doing my live stream and that sort of thing. So, but until then, until I find myself in a completely different country, um, I am going to, yeah, stay the course between now and at least to the end of July of 2025, right? So February, March, April, May, June, July. So let's see how this looks 6 months down the road, right? Yeah, you know, it hasn't been easy, but I've been making adjustments. I've been experimenting. I noticed that um, it like, I'm not silly, right? I do a Monday, a Tuesday, and a Friday, right? So that's it. Originally, it was just Monday and Friday. It was just Monday and Friday in the initial stages. But in any case, I wonder if I can find that could I find it? Wonder if I could I find it? The thing that I had just done a while ago. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can I find it? Okay, this is, yeah, let me apologize. I am, oh my God. Okay, let me double click on that. And yes, 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 yes. All right, so let me hold on. Oh, wait, you're not going to. Oh, oh, I get it. Okay, so, all right. So here's the oversight on my part, which is I genuinely like the tablet sometimes a little better than the laptop. I Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. I kind of froze just now, so yeah, sorry about that. So let's go over here. All right. All right. There we go. Yes, I just did this, right? Um, So let me do my annotation here and such. All right, let me use my little arrows. So here we are. The 12 got turned into 2 by 2 by 3. The 60 got turned into, well, 6 times 10, right? 2 by 5, 10. 2 by 3, 6, 6 times 10, 60, right? So that explains this, that explains that. And now when we put 1, 2, 3, 4 twos together, we understand that that's why they're here. And then we have this 3 here and the 3 by 5 here. And then we were able to see, well, how are we going to get this 29 here? Well, we put the twos together. We got 16, added the 16 to this, we ended up with this number here, 45. 45 minus the 16 gives you that. So a positive 16 minus 45 results in this. Yeah? So something I literally did earlier, right? So it's, you know, you can see the play-by-play, right? Look at that. See? Right? There you go. Bit of a slideshow, right? Yeah, and you see how we went from that right here to this right here. We replaced the minus 29 with this. And then, of course, yeah, we went into how we factorized these numbers here. And I think yeah. So again, thanks for helping me to stay consistent. And of course, let me entertain you by playing the last 3 videos as I always do.
Now, before I move on, so starting on this day, on these calendar days, we're going to go TikTok live every morning at 8, right? So I'm going to honor those commitments every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8. Then, after having done that, this is what's going to happen. So, we're going to march on over to the Facebook Live for essentially the TikTok Live replay, right? So, and then any questions that anybody has to ask about the classes, like anything that you've seen in the previous videos, you can always address that over here. Yeah, and again, I will circulate this video so that I can answer those questions as well, right? So, if you have any questions you want to ask me, you press that blue button right here, right? That's how you do it. And again, next time I'll probably do a better job because see, look at this. It's so, you understand? That's why it's good to have the tablet. I left it. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So the TikTok live is at 8 in the morning. The Facebook live will be a replay of the TikTok live at 10. Yeah.
So for a bit of a retcon, it's actually 11. So just let you know, I moved it to 11.
And just to be consistent, if we start in the morning at 8, we start in the evening at 8, right? The YouTube live will be similar to the Facebook live, right? A replay of the TikTok and any questions you have, as I always say, yeah? Yeah, so remember this page, that button, anything you want to ask me about what you've seen before, right? The first video, the second video, and this video. All 3 of them will be playing in the live, so you know. So this is the, let me put it here. So this is the timetable for February 2025 regarding all the times I'm going to go live, right? So it starts with the TikTok in the morning, followed by the Facebook, and then the YouTube, right? And we'll do a replay and we can actually go through what it was that I did. Yeah. And who knows, maybe over here I could do a TikTok and a YouTube live at the same time, depending, right?
Who knows? Maybe I could pull that off. Maybe it'll be a little bit more fun. So in any case, remember all of this. Yeah? I'm going to play this over and over again in every live. Well, I certainly did honor that commitment. So kind of proud of myself for that. So let's move on over to another video. So looks like this, and it looks like this. Now, as for Saturday to Sunday, face-to-face or online, it's going to look like this, whether it's face-to-face or online. Now again, all of this is going to be on over here on IG, and you press that button on the far right. Yeah, so where you see beside message, yeah, you just press WhatsApp, and then we'll talk all about face-to-face online or face-to-face or online. Yeah, and if you're on Facebook, you press that blue button this time. Yeah, so that's it. I don't think I can make, and again, this now applies to both PEP and CSEC, right? There might be different times, right? There are different timetables, so obviously I will make those announcements. I will circulate those videos every time I go live. Do I have to do that now? Oh, hold on. Probably not going to do it in this video, right? I don't want to give too much info in one, right? So I believe I can honor these commitments, right? I can stick to this, I can stick to that, and I can stick to that, right? And it's going to be like this. It might change, maybe getting closer to the summer, maybe, right? But I guess between now and perhaps May, yeah, I don't really see much change, right? So you're doing CSEC maths, PEP maths, yeah, these are going to stay the same. No, you will find this post primarily on IG, right? Primarily on IG. Might see it on YouTube too. You might see it when I go live. So I will circulate this video in the live, and I'm going to announce the times that I go live: Monday, Tuesday, Friday. I do a TikTok live in the morning, then I do a replay of that, and then of course a replay of that again in YouTube later on, right? So I'm going to make that announcement now. So the video I played before is what that was referencing, yeah? All right, and then let's take another retroactive step and go to the first one. An announcement for PEP. Well, PEP maths. An announcement for PEP. So, one-on-one class announcement, right? It was this amount. No. So yes, ladies and gents, I will be placing this on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and probably playing this over and over in the live stream on Facebook, right? So even if I don't post it on Facebook, you'll see it circulated through the live, right? So any video that I don't post on Facebook, you'll still see it in the live. So That's the announcement. And now, to just keep it real, right? So I just passed the little 60-second threshold. So I like to create multiple versions of every video, right? So this is the announcement, right? Used to be 9, now it's 3. Yeah? And Saturday and Sunday, perfect time for that. So why not? Yeah? Now suppose this is the advertising part, right? So if you are familiar, by the way, you notice that there's a difference, right? Yeah. Since we all have an agreement and we all understand this has been meant, you know what? This has been out of many. Yeah? One Bossman. So, to honor that commitment, yeah, it is now 1 in front of the Bossman Teaching, right? So, that is, yeah, that's a part of the branding consistency. Consistency. Anyway, right? So, if you can see the WhatsApp, whether you know, if you can see that, just press that on this, and it will take you to me regarding all of this. Yeah. So, yeah. Now that's the Instagram, right? So that's pretty easy, right? So, I really wish I carried the tablet. Maybe next time I'll do that. Ah, there we go. So, press the button in blue, and there you go. Yeah. So, that way, if you're interested in any of that, you go here, press that button in blue, right? Yeah. That's it. So thanks for helping me to stay consistent, right? As I always tell you, press the button in blue and honor your. Right, so that'll be all for now. It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah. It was a day. My second day of the 3-day week. You know, I guess it's the beginning of, you know, truly honoring my commitments. So I'm exhausted. I don't think I have anything left. So let me not overstay my welcome. Thanks for helping me to stay consistent. And as I always tell you, honor your commitments.